It's recording now.
It is.
We're live here
We are here.
in our homes recording.
They really needed to know that. I'm so glad that you clarified
Do
that
you know
for
we're
them.
recording? I have
I
no
do.
idea.
Today, though, we're gonna do Choom's absolute favorite thing.
Album review
No,
from
not technically an album review. We're just talking about Monsta
Monsta
X.
X.
That's her
Monsta
favorite
X
thing.
album review.
But we're doing, yes, an album review by Monsta X.
Did you guys know we were gonna do this? Probably.
If you look at our past episodes, you probably could have guessed that it was coming at some point.
I don't
Just
think we're
didn't
gonna
know.
be allowed to stop.
Just didn't know when. Yeah, at this rate, we just have to.
We're
We
gonna have
should
to
just.
do every album.
We're gonna have to go back and listen to their old stuff too, just so we cover all bases.
Oh, do like a little throwback.
I think that would be fun actually for YouTube when we get the YouTube up and running to do like a marathon. For Monsta X, they have so much stuff though that it probably maybe not all of their stuff, but just like go back and watch all the music videos and do a marathon.
That
For
would
them
be
and
nice.
for them and Shiny, I think that would be fun.
Oh, I don't know about Shiny. I'd probably get emotional with Shiny.
I probably would too.
Like,
and
we
then
would probably not have.
we would probably
Let's
cry.
not do that.
For N hyphen as well, because I want you to see all of their weird music videos. I keep talking about them. The vampire, whatever one that
That's
we watched.
Fine.
After
I'm
that,
open for anything.
But yes, today it's Monsta X's most recent EP that came out last month. No, this month. No,
it was last month.
It was last month. Was it last month?
April 26th.
Wow, it was. Yeah, it was right at the end of last month. Dang, it still feels like it. Where did April go? Where did May go? It's almost June now. I don't know where the year is going.
I don't have an answer for that because I don't know either.
I don't know. Okay, well, it came out in April, at the end of April. Apparently, I'm still in April mentally because I don't even know where May went. But it's their most recent EP, Shape of Love. And did you like the album overall, Lacey?
I did. I realized I liked it more than I thought I would. More than I thought I did, because you know how you put your song on shuffle, or I do. I'll speak from my experience. I shuffle my music, and when I work, I work, and it's very rare for me to skip songs. But there are a lot of moments where I was like, "Oh, I like this song. This is really nice," and it was it was from this album, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know I liked the song that much," but apparently I did.
I feel like overall this album had a general Lacey vibe to it.
Yeah. A lot of the songs, I was like, you know what?
Juhan went with like an older feel for a lot of the songs, but obviously it's got like the Monsta X like personality to it and like the funkiness, but a lot of it felt like obviously their title track, we've mentioned it in an episode before. Well, in our last episode review, we mentioned that he just like blended different genres, and a lot of it was like older genres, like the jazz and the R&B really gave it the older feel that he blended in. But I felt like that was a theme through the whole album.
Oh,
so
it really was.
It was very cohesive to listen to. And then on top of it, my favorite thing I think was the entire theme of love that they did. And I really enjoyed, once I realized that that's what they were like, every song was a different type of love. It was interesting to go through and like read the lyrics and realize what type of love they were talking about. So the album told a story too, and I thought that was cool. Very creative. And I liked it, obviously. Obviously, you guys don't need to know that I liked it. We only needed to know if Lacey liked it or not.
I did like it. And at a certain point, I mean, it does have a retro flair too for some of those songs. And I was like, do you have a problem? Was my question to myself. I'm like, do you have a problem? Because the amount of retro music that you're super into, I'm a little concerned, but not
Concerned.
in a bad. I don't know, like what's going on there. But I liked a lot of the. I liked the album. I mean,
Cool.
I didn't hate
Good.
it. You would know if I
Yeah.
did not like that album.
Lacey would have told me like
It's not
immediately,
it.
like within the the first few days, she would have said something.
Yeah.
So it's been a while since we did an album review for those of you that are new listening, but typically the format is we talk about the album a little bit at the start and the beginning, and then we go through the album song by song and we just play a little bit of a snippet and then we talk about the song. So I'm just gonna jump into it and hope that my skill of finding a really cool part of the song
It's
is
still there.
still there. Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
It'll be fine.
I hope so, because what I like to randomly do, listeners that haven't been here before, is literally just open my music player and then pick a random spot in the song and press play and then hope for the best.
The
So
hope
that's
it's
what
been working.
the hope it's been working. Okay, this is the first song, Love.
I don't know how you did that.
I chose the chorus. That's great.
And then you chose like the best part. Well, it's not the best part, but it was like a good part of the song.
Nice. I still got it.
She's back at it again.
I'm back at it again. It's the Juhan luck. Juhan just gives me luck with everything.
You make sure you tell him that.
I don't think there will be time during the high touch, but next fan call, I'm gonna be like, "Do you know that you're my lucky charm? You can't go anywhere. You gotta
I'm not
stay in
trying to
Monsta
flirt.
X."
I'm being serious.
I'm being serious. So yeah, that was the chorus, and that was a really good part of the song to choose. Actually, I don't know how I did it, but
You
that
did it.
was I
That's
did
like
it.
my favorite aspect of that song, where it's
Yeah.
broken down.
Yes, because it has it has like everything in it.
It just gives you a break.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. I like the like it still has in that specific portion of the song, it still has some of the jazz flair in it, but it also has like Lacey said, it gives you a little bit of a break, so it feels I
It
don't
just
know, it
feels
just
nice.
to me
It's
to
not that
me
the break is bad. It's just like
no, but it just gives you like a moment to take in what you're listening to and then they throw you back in. To me, it reminds me of taking like a drink of something refreshing that's bubbly
mhm,
because of also the sounds in the back that play during that portion of specific portion of the song.
mhm.
It just reminds me of something. It gives you like a refreshing feeling. So it's not a bad break like, "Oh my gosh, this song is overloaded. I need to take a moment." It's just kind of like,
Oh yeah, that hits the spot.
yeah, yeah. Lacey gets it. I hope the listeners get it too.
And it's also kind of sad because you're like, it's about to end.
Right? I like the whole song composition. Go back and listen to our monthly review if you want to hear me like really like yell about this song because that's what I did.
She definitely did.
I'm just so impressed with how Juhan, like I said, blended all of these genres together. And there's just so many different parts of this song that I really like. And that specific part that we played too, the shop for your love, that's just such a catchy part of the song that whenever it comes on, I'm like, oh yeah, it's this part.
That's the part I always like. If I'm humming something, it's that
It's that part. Yeah.
for this
That's the
song
that's
because
the
I
part
hum a
that gets in
lot
your
of
head.
stuff on this album, and I didn't realize I was.
That's the part that just gets in your head really easily too,
Hmm.
I think. But overall, this was a very good title song. I think it wasn't targeted, but like I think appealed is the word. I think it appealed to many different types of people.
I think
And
so too.
a lot like not only could fans of Monsta X listen to it and enjoy it, but also people that aren't really into Monsta X, I feel like it would still kind of draw them in, because it was overall a calmer sound from them, but it still had that like upbeat Monsta X energy that
Mm-hmm.
everybody is used to.
And if it's a song that you think is just kind of okay, it'll grow on you. I promise. Because that's exactly what happened to me. I'm like, this was pretty good. It's a good track. And the more that I listen to it, I'm just like, this is a really nice track.
It is a really nice track.
And like sometimes when you want to, at least with this song, I was like, I feel like listening to this. I didn't feel like this before, but I could play it a few more times.
I actually have to say, I think I mentioned it in the last episode where we did the review, but I think of all of the Juhan title songs that he's done, this is probably my favorite.
Your favorite one?
Like yeah, my favorite one. Like I love Gambler a lot cuz that's kind of more my style, but I think overall this is a song that I'm just like you said, you're like I'm in the mood to listen to it. That's the kind of feeling that I get for this song. I'm just like I really want to go and listen to Love right now.
Yeah.
So I don't want to talk too much about the title song because we did it in our April monthly review, and so I feel like I'm just beating a dead bush by now.
A dead
But
bush?
yeah, man, well, not a dead. Well, it's an expression, Lacey.
But I heard it differently. I've heard beating a dead horse. That's the one I remember. That's the one
I think horse is another I've heard, but I said bush. That's what.
What?
Came out.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that's crazy. We're just different states, different things.
I was gonna say maybe because Arizona has desert everywhere. Maybe that's why it came
that's
out.
valid.
But yeah, I don't want to talk about it too much. Overall, though, really great title song. Lacey and I both like it. It's a really good song. It's a song that'll grow on you. I really love the blend of pop, old R&B, and jazz mixed in. Juhan really did great with this. So go listen to it if you haven't yet. But we're going to move on to the second song on the album, which is Burning Up featuring R3HAB, who is actually an American producer, artist.
I don't know this guy.
You don't know him? I know him, but he always does like features. And I know he puts out music, but I don't remember if he like is a singer. He's pretty famous though. But he's been doing a lot of K-pop features lately, and I was very surprised to see that he was featuring on a mini album for Korea and not an their American album.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was even more surprised when I got into the song and it wasn't English. I just assumed, which was very bad on my part, that it was going to be in English, and it wasn't.
Interesting. I don't know this guy. I'm looking him up.
You don't know him.
Nothing's ringing any bells.
Okay. Well,
but
that's okay.
it's
sometimes that happens.
It's fine. It's literally not that deep.
Okay, second song, Burning Up. Here we go. The Juhan look pulled through again.
When I say this is my favorite song, it's my favorite song.
Yeah, it has your retro, your favorite.
I feel like when I play this song that I'm the DJ and I'm on stage, I'm like, oh my god, I love this song, and I point to the person in the crowd. I'm like, this is for you, and we just like jam out and we're bouncing around. That's how I feel with that song. It's very, it makes me feel good.
It is a really upbeat like song,
incredibly catchy,
very catchy. And the tune or like the beat of it is very catchy too. Like it's consistent throughout, and usually you would think like a song like that where the beat is so consistent would be boring, but I think a lot of what adds to it is not only is the beat catchy and it's consistent, but their vocals is what makes it not boring.
Oh, it's definitely the vocals.
Because like Juhan, for example, I got his part of the song, don't know how I did that. but he sings in this song, and I've mentioned it before, he draws inspiration, I feel like, from Michael Jackson. Well, he said he has before. It's not I feel like. He draws a lot of inspiration from Michael Jackson, so sometimes you kind of hear the ad libs in his voice when he sings.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like his singing adds a lot of personality. And then obviously you have like Kihyun followed up right after him with his just godly angelic vocals.
I knew that was him.
If you don't recognize Kihyun singing at this point, not just you, but like listeners, like Kihyun has such a distinct voice and distinct high notes.
Once he started like singing, I was like, yeah, this is why. This is why it goes off. I mean, no, even Juhan, like, it's just so catchy. Why
It
is
is.
so like I'm burning up, I'm burning up. You gotta finish the song. I'm burning up.
It is very catchy, and
Don't try to hit Keegan's notes though.
No, definitely not.
I tried. I speak from experience. Humbled myself really fast, and I just listened to the rest of the song.
It it is a very good song though, and their voices add like the personality, like I said, to it, I think, personally.
And I think the dubstep feel comes from R3HAB, the producer or whoever this person is. But I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just like, it's nice that I can differentiate or understand Monsta X's music when it's fused with someone else's or produced with someone else. But I like it. It's really, you guys did a really good job. It's my favorite track.
Is this your favorite track?
I think it's my favorite track.
Nice. Mm-hmm. That's cool. That's good to know.
I'm shocked, but
I'm not, because it has that retro feel to it, and it's very you feeling.
Thank you. They made it for me. So.
They did, yes. They knew that they had to draw Lacey in and just solid make her own.
I obviously gave them the clear to do it. Anyway, that's all I have to say about this song, is that it's my favorite.
I think another draw of that song, because I don't have a whole lot to add either, except that like I like it, and I just think the simplicity of it was really a drawing factor of why it's so enjoyable. It wasn't too crazy. It wasn't too like loud or noisy or long. It wasn't in your face. Sometimes those simple songs really are just like what you need sometimes. And this was it. And it still had personality to it. And it still had Monsta X's like signature. And it still had that R3HAB, like where he came in and you could tell what he did for the song. But it was just simple and easy to listen to and easy on the ears. So it was very enjoyable.
Yeah, I agree. Nothing else to add.
Okay, then we'll move on to the third song on the album, which is Breathe. And oops, I pressed the wrong button.
Wow.
I had it ready to go and then I closed out of it. My bad. Okay. Here we go. Breathe. Third song. I knew Kihyun was coming after that part for Juhan.
He said,
and at that point, we'd already had all the other members, so I was like, I'm just going to keep playing this. At that point,
this is actually another favorite song.
I can see why. I like how they went for this one back to the jazzy kind of feel. I feel like I'm in a jazz club or like sitting at the bar listening to a live band, drinking, I don't like champagne, but drinking champagne.
What? I mean, champagne it's not that great either. But
it's too bubbly. Like all I taste.
Oh, it's too bubbly.
It tastes like air to me. The bubbles taste like air. It doesn't taste like wine.
I would take that over some hard liquor. I would take that better.
I'd just rather have wine if I'm gonna choose between wine and champagne. But anyway,
definitely, for sure.
It gives me that vibe though. Like it's just a very like relaxed song.
It gives me the J-pop retro feel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that.
And that's why I love it. I lied. I think I just have multiple favorites for the album. This is another song where this is a banger. Really good song. The whole album was really good. When you can clean to an album and then it just stops and you're like, where'd it go? Where did it go? This is one of the songs where I'm like, why was it not longer?
Yeah, why didn't it go? Why is there not a part 2? Where's the part 2 at? That was a very, like I said, it was a relaxed song for me, so it was another one that was very easy on the ears. But I liked the different aspects of it. Like you said, it had that retro vibe, but then it also kind of had like a
Jazzy
feel,
pop.
yeah, pop feel to it. So it was pleasant, especially because with Monsta X, you never know what you're gonna get musically. Like
I mean, you really don't,
you could
especially
either
with
have,
this album.
yeah, and like this album's a nice mix of everything. Like it's much calmer overall, but it's a nice mix of like their other styles. Just like they toned it down a little bit. I feel like
Even
because
compared to All About Love.
I don't really count All About Love though because those are all American produced songs.
That's not fair. I said that because it's my favorite.
I love All About Love, but it's like American produced, and these are produced by the
Okay, that
Monsta
makes
X
sense.
members.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, I
So
understand.
I'm like
I get it.
based off of old criteria. I'm basing it off of like previous criteria where Juhan, Hyungwon, and Jonghyun are still the
Oh
producers.
no, I agree. It's very different.
It is,
I'm like,
but
wow, you guys like really made
it still sounds like them though, which is really nice. But it's
hmm
very like toned down. I wouldn't say it's very different. It is different, but it's a lot of it's just toned down because I still hear the aspects of them and like their older music in it, but it's just like calm. Maybe for people that aren't yet Mon Bebe and they're trying to suck them in and they're like, hey, listen to this. We can also do this for you.
I mean, they have really great range
They do.
when it comes to music genre. It's
They
not.
do.
It's just really nice to listen to an album and it's not the same. But when it's good and you want it to be the same, you can't be hopeful that it's gonna be the
Yeah.
same because you
Like,
have artists that like to experiment, which is nice. So
yeah. And I think a lot of it is they do like to experiment because Juhan just loves music so much that he wants to try new things.
mm,
But it's also like I said, going back one of those things where it's like you really don't know what you're gonna get with them, and not even just like every comeback you don't know what you're gonna get. It's within the same album you don't know what you're gonna get
mm,
sometimes. So this album was overall very interesting to listen to as a whole experience because you didn't know what the next song was gonna bring.
you you really didn't
Yeah,
because
and
I wasn't even expecting the title track. Like I don't know.
honestly same. Like I never really thought like this whole album to me with all the jazz pop in it, I was just not expecting that from them, I guess. And so
Me neither
to me it was very
at
surprising
all.
to listen to the album and hear that and actually go like, wow, I really like these
Like it's
specific
good.
aspects of the song. Like
hmm
the jazz pop really stood out to me, not only in Breathe, but in Love, the title song, as well as well, Burning Up didn't really have it. But
No, Burning Up was more dubby.
yeah, W. But Love and Breathe for sure had kind of the jazz like pop.
I
And
think
those are aspects that just stood out to me very strongly.
I think this was a song where I had to make sure I was listening to the same album. I was like, is this a different group? That's how different it felt. The track itself felt to me. I'm like, oh, it's the same album. Like, this is really, I love retro pop. So the shift from Burning Up to this song it was really nice. Really nice on the ears, keeps your attention, and then it goes into the different song, into the next song.
Agreed. And we can start on the next song if you're
Yeah,
ready, because I have nothing more to add.
it's my favorite.
It's my favorite too, actually. So I have three favorites on this album. Well, three and a half. I have multiple favorites.
I love the album. You could just say, I love
I
the
love the
album.
album, but I guess I have three. I don't know. The last two songs I'm stuck between them being a third favorite, and it just really depends on my mood, like what I'm feeling for the day. But this song that we're about to play, which is the fourth on the album, Wildfire, is definitely one of my favorites.
Okay.
I think the title song overall is my favorite, but
Is this your
Wildfire,
second favorite?
yes, I think so. It just it changes up because like the last two songs on the album are good too, but I'm gonna play Wildfire.
Yeah, this song hits too.
It does.
Like,
it is nice. After I started playing it, I was like, yeah, it is my
it's
second
really
favorite.
good. It's actually pretty good.
I actually had a really hard time stopping it because I was like, where's a good
Because it's good.
I was like, where's it a good part to stop it? I don't know.
Like, yeah, I think I actually like this album a lot more than I thought I did. Like, this is a good song too. It's just
so I always stay up for Monsta X comebacks, and I watch the video, and then like Spotify has I watched the video like 2 times because then by the second time Spotify has the music up on their platform. And so then I listen to the album. And so then I'm up until like almost 2:30, 3 a.m. because I listened to the album. And I regret it when I have to wake up in like 5 hours. I regret it, but it's always worth it. But I remember this song, I was so confused because imagine me, 2 in the morning, listening to this, and they're singing in English and it doesn't click. And I listened to it all the way through and it just doesn't click. And then I hit the end of the album and I'm like, wait, something didn't seem right. And so I go back to the song and then it clicks that they're singing in English. And I'm like, what?
When I'm able to sing like a few lines just right off bat, I'm like, this is this is all English. This is weird. It's not weird for Monsta X, but I'm saying like it's like you said, your experience with it. You're like, something wasn't right.
Something wasn't right, yeah, because you expect it. And like for me on the album, I really expected the Rehab song to be in English for some odd reason, and it wasn't in English, and I was like, okay, well then I guess the album's in Korean. But it was the same thing with One of a Kind album where Hyungwon did his song Secrets all in English. I like listened all the way through and I was like, oh, what? Wait a second. What happened here?
Said, listen to my range.
Literally. So I really love that song. It just the emotion too that comes into that song, like the way that they really sing it.
It feels good.
Yeah, well it kind of, I mean, the lyrics are kind of like describing a love that burns too quickly essentially and can lead to disaster. But yes, their voices feel really good because it just hits and you're like, what?
It's a head nod. Or even a head,
well, even for me, I had to hold as I was as I was playing that song, I had to hold myself back from singing. Like I just was like, this is it. This is the greatest song. I was
definitely bouncing along with the song. I just feel like I'm in that studio and like Hyungwon and Kihyun, they're like going in, and I'm like, that's it. That was it. You guys got that? They went in. This is it. We're done for the night. They went in. And it sounds really good.
It does sound really good. And I also the beat, yes.
It's simple, but
this is another one where it was very simple, but it's the simplicity that really like just made the whole thing. And then their voices enhanced it, are what added to it, because it's really, I feel like the main thing that you need to focus on in that song is their voices and the emotions in which they sing and they rap, because this song is definitely, like I said, the lyrics of it are talking about like loving too strongly, too quickly, like a love that just turns into disaster because it was too much all at once. and
Just the
the regrets that come from that, and you can hear that in their voices. And so it's
yeah,
just this song, you really, it's a headbanger. Yeah, it's really catchy, it's really great, but the emotion in it and the emotion with which they sing, it's really, that's the part that you have to pay attention to, I
it's
feel
really
like.
it's really nice to hear the different octaves of. Is that what you guys call it? An octave? Different octaves of wildfire, wildfire.
Yeah,
Oh,
and with
oh, oh.
when each of them sing it too. So like when Hyungwon, Minhyuk, and Kihyun sing it, they all have different, like you said, octaves, and they also have different voices overall. So you can like
Mm-hmm.
differentiate who is singing it when in the song. But it's really interesting to listen to like that portion when they're doing
It's
it.
really good.
It is. I also, another favorite portion of that song was the fact that, one, I didn't expect it to be in English. So the contrast of when IM and Juhan came in and rapped in Korean, I
Mm-hmm.
thought that was a very just dynamic aspect of the song, I guess is a good way to put it. It was very, very dynamic, and it just added to the whole thing overall. I didn't expect it in Korean for once. And then, like, obviously, Korean is their native language, so they're a lot better at rapping in Korean.
Mm-hmm.
And just hearing like Juhan's like raspy, growly rap added to like the octaves of Kihyun, Hyungwon, and Minhyuk singing Wildfire, it just tied it all together very perfectly.
I think what Monsta X is trying to just say from here on out is that you should always expect a mix of English and Korean in different variations in any song that they will ever do,
Agreed.
and that it won't ever take you out of what Monsta X is. It won't be so drastic that it takes you out of the song. It's like they're just showing the range so much that they're capable of doing it, and they do it extremely well.
I agree. Yes.
So, cool card.
Okay. Are you ready for the next song? Anything else to add?
I don't know a favorite anymore. I just like all the
I
like
like them all. I would
they're
definitely
really
say,
good, and I think I'm like I say that because they're just so different.
yeah, each one is different and each one has its own point
Mm-hmm.
to it that is just very like the drawing point.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's hard to choose like overall I love the whole album. When I think of favorites, I definitely think of Love and Wildfire first, but these next two songs we're about to go into, I also have troubles with choosing a favorite of between
Mm-hmm.
them, and once we talk about the songs I can tell you why specifically that is.
Okay, well, let's
But
play that next
this
song.
this fifth song on the album is 사랑한다, which means I love you.
I love you too.
Aw, thanks. Okay, I'm gonna play it.
나란 파도에 몸을 맡기고 요동치는 심장은 또 두근거려 언제 마주할지 모르는 현실 앞에 무릎 꿇기 싫어 난 다시 일어났네 승리란 눈앞에 아른거리면서 또 잡고 싶은 것 거짓된 세상에 너만 바라보고 있어 날 내던진 이 넓은 수평선 위로 날아올라 넌 나의 바다 꿈을 꿔 우유워 널 향해 가는 항해에 소리쳐 feel alright yeah we still alive 우린 내 사랑한다 사랑한다 널 사랑한다 사랑한다 사랑한다
I had to hold myself back for that because I didn't know that I chose Juhan's rap. And I almost like squealed. I was just like, ah!
Oh my god! I'm telling you, you just have the
I have it.
you
He's
just
the
have the
lucky
magic
charm.
touch. I don't know what else to
I don't know
say.
what it is either. He's a lucky charm though, but I really wasn't expecting because I choose these randomly. Like I set it up while we're talking, but I literally just scroll it back and forth until I choose like a number of the song that I'm like, I like this number. And I didn't know that was Juhan's part, and I almost lost my mind at the start there.
Don't lose your mind.
I almost like made a noise though. I was just like, ah! Because his rap in that song is like very throaty, and he's not like a traditional rap so much as like a slow speaking rap, I feel
You
like.
can tell.
Yeah, and like it sounds like he's talking to like someone he loves essentially, like trying to reassure them is kind of the vibe that his voice
Mhm.
gives off. And so when I heard that, I was like, "Oh, don't make a noise. You'll have to start over."
Don't you ruin this for us.
So I that's one of the ones on the album that I have a very hard time choosing if it's a favorite or not.
I
And
can
one of
tell why.
well, not only that, this really gives me old school Monsta X vibes. When I say old school, I mean like the clan, the code era around there.
Mhm.
And also the what are the albums? Oh, We Are Here and Are You There? It gives me like those four era vibes. Like some of their slow songs were
Mhm.
never typical slow songs. They were slower, but they always had that upbeat like backtrack
Mhm.
to it. And one of the things with this song specifically, along with it giving me very like old Monster X vibes. Not to say that I like miss old Monster X, but I got into them late. So like whenever I feel nostalgic for a song or I like hear one of their new songs and I start to feel nostalgic, it reminds me of the time that I got into them and that just gives me like happy memories. And so that's what this song does is it like reminds me of older Monster X and it's not that I miss them, like I said, but it's just very like, oh, like I start to feel like happy nostalgic. But another thing with this song is while I was listening, if I like close my eyes, I can perfectly hear where Shonu fits into this song. And I miss Shonu.
I'm sure everybody does.
But like it's just one of those songs where it
It
like
just stands out.
it just stands out to me and because it has that older feel overall, I can picture where Shonu is supposed to go and where he's supposed to have a part in the song. Like I'm just like
Well, maybe they'll
Shonu
do
is
a
here.
repackaging and then they'll put, what they
Shonu
call
in
in there.
it.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool if they do like when everybody gets well maybe not everybody because I don't know but when Shonu gets back from the army it would be cool if they did a repackage of all of their albums that they released without him and then like chose different songs and remastered it with him
That'd
in
be
it.
really cool.
That would be cool. I'm gonna tell Juhan next fan call. Hey, I have an idea for you.
Hey, talking about it on the podcast, really think it's a great idea. Remastering the out like this song, and you don't have to figure out what part Shonu should be in because I
I
figured it
got
out
it.
for
I
you.
know where. I can tell you exactly where he goes.
And I know I only have 2 minutes, so this is it. Put him in there. You guys are great. See you next time. A literal elevator pitch is done. For me, I don't know if I don't hate this song. And it was definitely a track where I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like this song because I can feel like I know this isn't a sound that I'm just gonna willingly play. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, man, I really would like to listen to this track, but I don't hate it, and I can't explain. I guess because it is like a little bit more upbeat. I think that's the thing that really just keeps me here is because it is upbeat instead of it just being even more mellow.
That makes sense.
So,
Cause their slow songs. One thing I like about their slow songs is they're never like yes they have like slow ballads, but they're never that slow. They're more mellow, like you said,
no, yeah. That's
which
why
is
I feel
really
like it.
nice because for people like us that don't usually like slow songs, it kind of gives us the feeling of like, do I like it? Do I not like it? It's one of those like overall feelings. Because I would
Mhm.
say for sure, when I have trouble choosing between the song and the next song as being a favorite, I wouldn't say I would like seek out listening to this song specifically,
Mhm.
but if it comes on while I'm driving or like it just comes on randomly during shuffle it's not a song that I'm gonna skip, and while I'm
For
listening
sure.
to it, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I really do like this.
Mhm.
Like it's one of those feelings where it's just like, I really like it, and sometimes I'll be like, I want to listen to it again. I actually really enjoyed that. That's the kind of like feeling it gives me.
Mhm. I'm the same way. I mean, well, not the same, but I won't skip it. I'm like, okay, I can chill out for a little bit. And it showcases their vocals with the song.
It does, yeah.
So that's never a bad thing for me. Let me hear the range. Let's hear what you got.
Especially when the rappers have the range too.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's all I have to say about that song. It just gives me very old Monsta X vibes in general, and so it
I
just
just
draws me in because of
I
that.
just see this music video, them like in the desert or something, all white. They got a drone flying over them. They're just
Dancing or like
singing, not even
singing.
dancing, just like singing it out. It's just like an emotional.
It's funny you say that because when I listen to that song, because a lot of my memories for getting into Monsta X tie into getting them and really being involved during the Code and then We Are Here and You Are There and those three albums. Like that's when I really delved in.
Mhm.
A lot of my memories for them is driving out to the Monsta X concert to California by myself and listening to their stuff because their playlist is so long that it literally I can listen to a different song every time as I'm driving
This
to
is
California.
definitely a car song.
And that's what I was gonna say. This song actually incites the feelings of like me driving to California. Like if I listen to it and I close my eyes, I could picture myself in the desert driving to California to go see
Yeah.
them.
Windows down.
Yeah.
It's
This
either
is
a clear blue sky or the sun
the
setting.
sun setting. Yeah. This is one
That's
of
the
those
vibe.
songs. Yes. And that's funny that you said that because that's what comes to mind too. On top of old Monsta X, it's just like me in the desert driving to go to a Monsta X concert.
Yeah. I would definitely play this song if I'm just on a drive. It's definitely a drive
It is a
song.
drive song. Very mellow, keeps you going, easy to listen to, and they all sound
They
great.
do sound real good.
Okay, the last song on the album, we are almost at the end, is going to be And.
That's it. That's the
Yep,
name.
that's it. That's the name of it. I know, I was going to say something else, and then I was like, I don't want to say and. But this is one of my other songs that I'm like, is it a favorite? I don't know. It's between this one and the last one. So here we.
나 기억할게 이 모든 건 아름다웠었던 걸 쉽지만은 않았지 솔직하게 I wanna give up just wanna give up 그때마다 넌 옆에 있었고 잠시나마 있게 해줬어 꺼져버린 빛도 다시 너로 밝혀 꼭 나를 찾아 밝혀 Stay with me 희미해 보이지 않을 때쯤 선명히 날 안아주는 이 봄 그 모든 순간을 위해
I did it again.
You did a good job.
I did it again. Oh, Juhan's part came in again. Wow.
You're just
I'm just
so connected.
that was nice though. We got some of I feel like we didn't get a whole lot of him in all the other ones that I chose because
Mhm.
this song is so or this album is so vocal heavy, I feel like that we do get singing in the other songs, but I feel like the parts that I always chose was not present very much in this one he was. So that was good.
Good for him.
Yes. This is another song that it's really just the emotion in it that I feel is what is the main factor. It's not simple in comparison to the last couple songs on the album that we were like simple voices, but they're vocal, or simple beat, but they're vocals. This one is definitely more like dramatic with the beat, I feel like,
But
and
they're both
very
on the same level.
very airy, but yeah, they're both on the same level and their voices just really tie into the music itself and the beat very well.
I'd
And
agree. It's not one of my favorite tracks because it's more. I'm just not right now. I'm not like a rock person. Not into really that. But it's just this album is different. It's like every song is different. And that's what makes it so interesting to me. Like you ended off on this note. Like you could have done the same thing like everybody else does and end with you could have ended with the love song, not the title track. The song
The last one that we
Lanta.
list. Yeah.
Yeah. You could have ended with that one and that was it. But you ended off on a high note. Literally.
An emotional high note.
And vocally.
Yes.
And then this was also another song. I'm like, this is the same album. This is the same album. That's crazy.
This is one too that I thought it was very interesting that they ended. Well, not very interesting, but I feel like it tied together the album very well. Like they chose this song as the end album very well because of the whole theme of the album was love, and each song told a different story and like about a different type of love. And this is kind of like the lyrics were basically the person is leaving essentially, like love is ending, but it's kind of a like I wish you well, can we meet again, like that kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought it was a very good note to end on because it's never like with Monsta X, because they write a lot of music for their fans, it was never a like this is the end sad breakup song. It's kind of a like we'll see you again sort of feeling from that song, which is why I feel like it's very dramatic because it's talking about sad portions of love, but
I mean, the breakup itself is sad.
But
they'll
at the end it's like
the relationship itself, and it's no hard feelings.
Yeah. So I thought it was a very good song to end on. They chose very well. And like you said, you get something different with every song on this album. So it was like, by this point of the album, I'm just like, what's coming next?
And that's why I felt like it was short. And why I looked around while cleaning, going, why is it silent? And that's when I realized the album was done. Because I was wanting another track after that one. So thanks for a short album, I guess. I'm obviously bitter about it.
I feel like they could have made a full album of this if they'd had more time and like the tour hadn't been coming up. And
I'm just saying it was good.
And they hadn't all gotten sick with COVID.
That's fair.
I feel like they could have made it into a full thing.
I'm just saying that it was that good.
Yeah.
You look around and you're like, that's it? Like, what do you mean there's not another 5 songs? But
what do you
those are usually like the really good albums anyway.
Yeah. The ones where you're like, why is it the end? Where's the rest? Why isn't there more? I just really liked the album. Really liked that song. That was a good note to end on. That one's one, like I said, depending on my mood. I'm like, do I like this one? Do I like the other one? I don't know which one is my favorite because the other one gives me old Monsta X.
They're just so different.
They are. The other one gives me old Monsta X slow song feels though, and this one gives me like just the epic dramatic like.
Yeah, I can't pick either.
I don't know. They're both like slow, but they both have or slower, mellow, but they both have their personalities. Each of them have their separate personalities. So I'm like, I don't know which one I like better.
It just depends on your mood.
It does.
And that's okay.
It is. But the whole album was really great.
I agree. It was a really good album. I was surprised because, like I said, I didn't realize how much I enjoyed the album until I started putting the pieces together. Like, this is a really good album. You guys did it again. I'm here. Like, I'm not going anywhere, but like, I wish I could go to the concert.
They have in Atlanta two shows in Atlanta, or was it Chicago that they added on?
There's no way there's 2 shows in Atlanta. I would be shocked if they had 2 showings in Atlanta.
Maybe it was Chicago. They added a second night on to one of their shows, and for like the last month, I've been like, "Where's Phoenix? Add another one to Phoenix. You got 3 days before you gotta go to California."
They added another one to
I think it was Chicago.
Atlanta. It had to be because I don't know where they're going, but if you ever have multiple shows in Atlanta, it's because everybody loves you that much in Atlanta, or that person or the group that's touring isn't going to like Texas or something.
They are going to Texas though.
So in Atlanta, I don't know. I would like an update to see how much of, because they obviously pick these states because they're like, where are the most Asian people? That's how it always starts, right? And I'm like, wow, Atlanta, like, made the cut. It's crazy. Like, where are we now? That's my question. But I'm not going to. I don't want to go all the way to.
I know, but I'm just saying they do have one close to you.
I know.
They have one.
I have other priorities, unfortunately, that I gotta think about.
I know. It's okay.
I'm just gonna wait for them to drop another album, and then when they have to go on tour again, that's when I'm just gonna have to go. And I'll wait. And I'll more than likely go to the next tour. I feel like I'm ready. I feel like I earned it.
You earned it.
I do.
I will attempt to go to it with you then. I'll go to 2 showings depending on where.
You don't have to do 2. Maybe we should just meet up.
I wanted to do 2. Well, I had to for this tour, and then they canceled Denver, and I was like, dang it. And then my friends moved from Denver to Phoenix anyway, so they weren't gonna go, but I was gonna be like, I'll keep my ticket and fly out there. I'll just stay at a hotel.
But I feel like I earned the, I don't know,
the rite of passage.
The next level of, I can go to a concert and know a lot of songs and not feel like a stranger.
Well, I will go with you the next time.
Wait.
I can't wait either. Whenever that will be, I don't know. Even I last night during the New York show, he was like, "We'll be back. I don't know when, but we'll be back."
And I don't know. No promise. I'm not going to promise you when.
And people on Twitter were like trying to figure out what that meant. Like, what does he mean? And I was just like, you guys,
it's not that deep.
No,
like, look at the climate.
It's literally probably just that they're coming back at some point, but it's so far in the future they don't know when they're coming back yet. Like, calm down.
And just, we literally cannot tell the future at this point.
We can't.
No. Just know they're coming back, and then leave it at that. Have good dreams. Enjoy it. Reminisce about everything you just experienced, and wait for the next comeback. I don't know when that'll be. Like I said, it's gonna be another comeback.
It'll be at some point. Yep. That's it, though. The concert's coming up. And then our next episode is going to be our May review. That is in the works. We are compiling our list of comebacks and news for the month. And that's all I know. That's all we have planned so far. That far out.
And that's fine.
Sometimes we're like I am. We know we're going to do something. We just don't know when.
We know we're going to record. But sometimes we don't know what. We have a list of things that we want to record, but
sometimes it's just a matter of what, and sometimes it's a matter of
how we feel
and what's happening in K-pop that we think we should talk about instead.
Yeah. Tell us your favorite track.
Yeah, let us know what your favorite track on the album was. And
was it Wildfire? It really does hit.
But also, was it Love? Because that was like 3 different songs
also
in one.
Really good. Burning Up?
How about just the whole album?
Or you could like all the songs.
You could like all of the songs. Just let us know.
No one's holding that against you.
No, I don't know why they would.
I'm not.
I'm definitely not. Also, if you don't tell us your favorite songs, tell us what you would like to see them do in the future. Is there any comeback concept or style of music that you'd like to see Monsta X try next?
Have they done like Well, I don't know. I can't answer this question. I need to go back to see all the concepts.
It's okay. Someday we will do.
I mean, do they do a heartbreak, like bad terms concept? I don't know.
Don't worry, we'll do a marathon someday soon for you.
Thanks.
We'll catch you up. We'll get you prepared for that next Monsta X concert.
I'm gonna know. I'm gonna know everything
about them.
I'm gonna know the fan chants. I'm gonna know them, and I'm gonna be able to have a light stick. I'm gonna feel like it's okay for me to have one.
A light stick.
Even though I do not need one. That's it. That's the show.
We'll get you prepared. Don't worry.
Okay.
Thank you guys for listening, though. Like Lacey said, let us know what your favorite song was, how much you like the album. Like, comment, rate, review. Subscribe. I always forget that one. I always forget that one. I always forget that one. Please subscribe and then check out our social medias. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. More active on Twitter, but it's all under Bingu and Choom.
And we also have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, we now have a YouTube channel that we are uploading the episodes onto.
Yeah.
As a draw to get you guys to still listen on actual podcast streaming platforms, though. The episodes always get uploaded a week later than when they were released.
It'll still be there.
But it'll still be there, yeah. And then we're planning on more YouTube content. So look out for that and go subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Have a good one, guys.
Have a good day. Night, evening, morning, whenever you're listening to this. Bye.
Bye.